We're out here with Joe Uppena. And Joe, how many acres do you guys have this year?
Of corn, we have about 120 acres. Everything else we have is alfalfa, which is another 100.
And so far as yields go with the drought and stuff that we've had this year, what have you seen?
Up around our farm buildings, we have dairy farms, so where there's manure on them, we have a little more organic matter. We were pulling probably 110 or 120. Some of our other fields, I did some no-till into CRP this year, which didn't turn out all that great. I would say maybe 80 or 90 bushel the acre. Just didn't pan out like it would in a regular year, I don't think.
And we've heard a lot about how dusty things are as people have been harvesting, and you've mentioned that you've had to wear a mask now when you're out here.
Yeah, part of that's just as much as anything because we have an older combine. We still trot out a John Deere 4420 every year, and I'm pretty susceptible allergy-wise. But as we get into drier corn, it's definitely, the dust is swirling, especially on these windy days.
And as far as what you're going to be harvesting today, where is that going to go to?
What we're harvesting today is actually at my uncle Dennis up in his farm. We do this corn on shares. It's going to go into the grain bin, and we'll get some air going on it right away. It's a little bit wet because this was planted after we took our first crop of alfalfa, so this is probably 103-day corn, put on May 20th. So it's a little bit wet. We should maybe wait a little while, but we're ready to wrap things up today and be done.
I do know that you got quite a few crops of hay and alfalfa off. How was that this year?
The hay has actually been really surprising. Like I said, we have probably about 100 acres or so, and we've taken a full 5 cuttings. Third and fourth crop were kind of thin, a little bit sparse. Fifth crop, we let it grow a while and bloom out, and we got a really nice crop off of that. So we actually may even have some big square bales to sell this year, which is probably an enviable position to most people. But alfalfa, it's such a deep-rooted crop that I was really impressed with how it came along this year and yielded for us.
As far as your operation, what's the size of, you mentioned the dairy operation, how big is that?
We milk about 50 Holsteins in a stanchion barn, mostly feed them haylage and ground high moisture ear corn. We have set up a limited partnership between my parents, Carl and Sue, and myself and my wife, Melissa, this year as a way to do the farm transfer. And it's worked out really well. I encourage other families to look into it. We did not even really know about it when we went into the planning process for transferring. So we've been really pleased with how that's allowed me to step in. It's pretty hard for a guy to get started without family help anymore, just because farming's so capital intensive, especially on the dairy side.